Hi guys, and welcome to Escape with Watch Reviews. My name is Steve, and today we're going to be reviewing the Militado ML09. I received this watch for free. I don't have to send the watch back, but as always, no matter how I get a watch in on this channel, it's never going to sway my review one way or another. You're always going to get my honest opinion. And if you want to pick up this watch at the end of the review, head down to the link in the video description. That is an affiliate link, so if you use that link, you aren't paying any extra. You just earn a little bit of commission for the channel, and it helps keep things running, so I really do appreciate the continued support. The full retail price was kind of hard to find on this thing. I'm thinking it's about $100 US. However, they do put them on sale fairly often. At the time of this recording, we're in a Cyber Monday sale, and the watch is $76 for a mineral crystal and $85 for a sapphire crystal. So if you are patient, you can get a pretty decent deal on these. The watch comes in two different dial setups that you can see here. I think they both look pretty good. And then they offer both of these with your choice of either a sapphire or a K1 mineral crystal. The watch case is made of 316L stainless steel. It has a sapphire or mineral crystal, like I mentioned, with AR coating, push-pull crown, screw-down case back, 100 meters of claimed water resistance, and the watch is powered by the Japanese Sego VD78 quartz movement. So I really like Militado. I think they offer excellent value, really nice designs. As long as you're good with a couple cost-cutting measures, which we'll talk about here, they're fun, they're good-looking, they're reliable watches, in my opinion. And this isn't a totally new watch from Militado, so I'm going to gloss over some of the details in the case and stuff like that, and I'll link the other review that I did more detail on up in this corner here, so you can go check that out if you do want to see this in a little bit more detail than I'm going to show. But this is a new dial setup from them, and I think it looks great. So I say we get into some more detail in the watch. Let's get to the full review, but before we do, wearing my Ferrisuit Cubitus, not a Cubitus watch, which I'm hopefully going to shoot the review for this one tomorrow, or yeah, maybe today, and it'll go up a little bit later. So yeah, really cool watch though. All right, getting into dimensions, just under 36 diameter, 10.4 millimeters thick, got a standard 20 millimeter lug width, 43.8 millimeters lug tip to lug tip, an approximate dial diameter of 30 millimeters, and sized up on the leather strap, weighs 45 grams. So the size on this thing, the proportions, I think they all look really nice. 36 millimeter dress watch is a very popular size, really nice and slim as well, and you can see really nice. I mean, mostly a flat case, but it has these little hooks on the ends of the lugs there. It wears small for me. It's just too small for my wrist, but I think anyone with a 7-inch wrist or smaller is going to really like the way that this thing wears. I think it looks good. It's very comfortable, super lightweight. Yeah, it's a nice watch, nice case, and I like it a lot. So I'm going to go outside right now and throw it on my wrist for you. And here we are on my 7.5-inch wrist, and as you can see, I think it feels a little bit small for me, but I think anyone with a smaller wrist is going to be fine. You can see a nice little hook on those lugs there. Hugs my wrist beautifully, super lightweight, super comfortable, and I've got really no complaints other than the strap being just a little bit too long. That's really my only complaint. So yeah, it's a little bit long on the strap, but we can fix that. Here we are out in some direct sunlight, and you can see there, legibility, not really an issue with this thing. The mineral crystal, it's going to be a little bit more legible than the sapphire crystal, but sapphire should still be okay in my opinion. I think it looks good though. Lots of polishing going on, and yeah, it just looks good. All right, let's go take care of this strap issue, throw it on something else, and let's get back to the review. And here we are on a blue leather strap. It's kind of a shiny Cordovan blue. I think it looks fantastic. This is the one I've been wearing on it mostly. It does hit the case, which is something I didn't really expect. So I think any thicker straps are going to be a little bit of an issue with clearances. But yeah, I don't think most will be. Just this one is actually pretty thick at the lug. So yeah, just something to consider. I think the blue looks good though. Really makes the hands pop. Here we are on just a simple gray textured leather. This one is one off of AliExpress. I'll leave the link down below. Decent strap for the money, and it fixes the one issue of being too long, and I think it looks actually a lot better than the other one, and these straps are like $5, so definitely in the budget, I would say. And I think it just makes this watch look that much nicer. Here we are on an old suede strap that I've had forever, old and beaten up a little bit, but still looks really good, and again, very affordable, and I think it looks great. Much better than the stock strap. And lastly, I thought I'd have a little bit of fun, throw it on my FKM cut to size strap in a baby blue. I think that actually looks really good, better than I was expecting it to look. Gives it a more sporty look, but also matches the dial and the color of it. I think it looks pretty darn awesome. All right, let's go back inside. Let's get back to this review. All right, so talking about the case and the case finishing, this is a carryover case from the Militado ML01, which I reviewed about a year ago. So it's not a new case, but really, really nicely done. You can see here you got polishing on the top of the lugs there, polishing on the bezel itself. It's just a flat bezel. It's not a sloped bezel. So it plays with the light pretty interesting. It looks really good though. Very happy with it. The case transitions between the brushing and the polishing are very sharp. The case sides here, horizontally brushed, you can see there, really nicely done. I've seen better, obviously, but for the price point, I think it's more than acceptable. It does get a little bit messy towards these drilled lugs, but it's kind of hard to capture on camera and kind of hard to capture in real life. It's just something that I did notice. Flipping it over to the crown side here, you have an unsigned push-pull crown there. Nice size, good grip. I've got no real complaints with that. They do throw in this kind of coin edge style case back, which I'm not a big fan of. You're going to need to get in here and replace these batteries at some point. So yeah, having to deal with this type of case back is kind of a pain in the butt. You can use a sticky ball or a ball of duct tape and you can get that off, but just simple notches would have been a much better option in my opinion. The case back is done pretty nice, I'll say. There's no real sharp edges or anything like that. It doesn't feel nasty on wrist or anything. The bottom edges of the case are pretty sharp, but again, the watch weighs nothing, so it doesn't really affect wearability at all. I think the case finishing is executed about as well as it can be for the price. They did a very good job on it. So the crystal on this watch here is the mineral crystal. You can see they do offer this with a sapphire now. It's going to be the same shape. It's going to have the same AR coating on it. It's a clear anti-reflective coating. You can see there, it sits up above the bezel there. It looks really good. It's a box dome style crystal. Mineral crystal reflects less light than a sapphire does. So this one's going to be a more clear crystal as opposed to the sapphire, but obviously you don't get the scratch resistance from the sapphire. So kind of a toss-up as to which one you want. You know, if you're going to be wearing this out to nice events and stuff, you're probably going to be okay with mineral, but if you wear it outdoors or wear it every other day, you might want that extra protection from the sapphire. So just something to consider. I think it's a $10 or $15 difference. So yeah, I choose which one you want and go with it. And I think you'll be happy with either choice. All right, so talking about the dial on this watch, there's kind of a lot going on. It's a really interesting dial. You can see a printed minute track around the outside, kind of done in this concentric circle section of the dial. And then inside on that, we have the hour markers there, single batons at all the hour markers. Got a double baton there at the 12 o'clock. That's just kind of on a painted silver surface. That looks pretty cool. And then inside on that, you have this kind of sector dial where it's broken up into 4 sections and it's a vertical brushing. So it's really nice. There's lots and lots of textures going on and different shades of silver. I think it looks fantastic. I think they did a really good job. I'm kind of a sucker for sector dials. The Militado branding, I don't mind too much. Obviously, it doesn't really work on a dress watch like this Militado. I think military, but I think visually, just the script font that they used looks really good. The size looks good as well. You have a 6 o'clock sub-second dial here, ticking along there nicely with the blue seconds hand. These aren't blued seconds hand, like heat blued, but they aren't painted either, I don't think. So I think there's some sort of a chemical process going on there that they were able to get that blue color. I think it looks good. It pops in certain lighting, contrasts nicely with the dial. So legibility on this watch is actually really, really good. Really happy with the sub-dial printing as well. It's nice and crisp, and you can even see the second hand hitting each and every one of those little ticks. That's a nice little attention to detail that you don't expect on a small sub-second dial like this. So yeah, really, really happy with that. The hands themselves, again, really nicely done. They're very, very sharp, a perfect length in my opinion. Yeah, it's just overall the dial setup on this watch is excellent. Sadly, there's no lume on the dial itself. It's just on the hands. It is BGW9 lume, so the lume is actually halfway decent. It's like I mean, because there's no lume on the dial, it's kind of useless, but it does offer a little bit of contrast to the dial there. So yeah, maybe you can use it to tell the time, but I wouldn't rely on it for sure. The lume it's not something to buy this watch for. All right, so let's talk about the movement. The movement inside is the Seiko VD78. It's a movement that I've had in the past. They're nice movements. They're accurate. They're reliable. I believe it's like a 3-year battery life, something like that. So super slim as well. So we're able to keep the case thickness really, really low. The rehout, the distance between the dial and the crystal, is ultra and just razor thin too. So it gives a more premium look. The movement is quiet too. I don't hear it at all. I believe the stated accuracy is like plus or minus 20 seconds a month, but they're obviously a lot more accurate than that, a couple seconds a month probably. It operates just like any other watch with this movement. You pull it out, it immediately hacks the movement there, so that's nice. And then you set the time, you can see the alignment, spot on. So I've got no issues, no complaints with this movement, no issues with the crown action. Everything feels exactly like you would expect. So overall, pretty happy with it. All right, so let's talk about this strap. The strap that they include, it's okay. It's not total garbage, so that's nice. It is really long though. You can see here, I have a 7.5-inch wrist, and I'm in this position here. So I'm not sure why they give us. This is not the first time this has happened. It was the same issue on the ML01, a super long strap. So this can only fit down to about a 7-inch wrist. So yeah, the fact that this is a smaller watch and it can only fit down to 7 inches, you're going to have to budget for a new strap, which is kind of a shame. For me, it works fine. It's a very comfortable strap. It does have quick release as well. It broke in nicely. I think it looks pretty good as well. But yeah, you're going to have to budget for a strap if you have something smaller than like a 7-inch wrist. The buckle that they provide on it, it's just a bead blasted buckle. It doesn't match the case at all. I'm not sure why they use this buckle. I'm not sure why they use this strap in general. It's just not the right strap for this watch. I think a little bit more dressy strap would be a nicer option, and something that's not too long. I mean, this straight up is just too long. So I do have a couple complaints with the strap on it. It's actually halfway decent, halfway comfortable, but it's just way too long, and that buckle just doesn't go. So there you go, guys. That is the Militado ML09. I think it's a nice small dress watch. I think it looks fantastic. The dial is great. They give you the option of mineral or sapphire. The case and the case finishing is excellent. Definitely budget for a new strap. I've got some links down below. But yeah, I think other than the strap, I highly recommend this watch. It's absolutely gorgeous. The dial, they just nailed it. All right, I think that's it for me. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.